Let's rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Bunton.
Here.
Dempsey.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Pratt. Here. Menser.
Here.
Okay, announcements, acknowledgements,
We need
communication.
a motion to
Oh, I'm
excuse
sorry,
Campbell.
yes. I need a motion.
Motion to excuse Commissioner Campbell.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Bunton.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Okay, announcements, acknowledgements, communications, or reports from anybody on the committee? Do you have any?
We don't.
You don't? Okay. All right, adoption of the agenda.
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Roll call?
Dempsey.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Okay, public participation. This is the time you may address this body. All we ask is that you give us your name and your residential address, and you adhere to the 3-minute rule. Mic is open. Open mic night.
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, well, if you want to sing, you have 3 minutes, you can do whatever.
Okay, Gloria Haller, 260 Cass. Had a couple things I had to put on the back burner, but I do want to mention, because other people have been watching the tapes and mentioned it to me, and I also. Recently, there's been remarks made twice, once about the mess and the trucks out back, and the other about the taxes. Neither of those have been forgotten, nor are they going to be. I've been schooling people in the last about 2 weeks on how to go about working with the city clerk as soon as she's out from underneath her present bundle and able to file a petition to both, at the same time, one petition to repeal the, get rid of the millage back from 20 to 15, and also to start a city income tax. Since the city commission doesn't seem willing to do it, the law does allow the residents to do it by petition and ballot initiative. So I've been schooling people on how to do that. That's about the taxes. And then as far as the mess out back, we're not going to forget that. We're going to stay on that until it gets under control, because as I just said to McFadden, it's a real problem back there. I have a pollution meter thing I use in the house now. This morning it was at 48, and the least acceptable level for clear breathing is 80. Yeah, that was upstairs in front of the house. So, you know, part of it's contributory from Cass, but when you say, oh, well, it's just the trucks, or oh, it's just Cass, or but we've got all those things together. We got the trucks, we got the Cass traffic, we got airplanes, we got everything. And it's all landed on us, and it kind of looks like, we used to wonder whether it was land banking, but then of course it became obvious that what it was is special little interest thing for protecting JB Cutting so they could do their expansion. But as far as speaking of that 9A tonight on that Mount Clemens Public Participation Plan, I've issued a FOIA. I want to know who the 15 people are that were spoken to. I want to know who the members of the focus group were, because I've already spoken with 2 people that were in the 15, and they tell me there was no residents. And the people on the focus group, I mean, it's just kind of looking kind of funny. And I look at that participation plan, and you paid how much money for it? Another $50,000. And you know what? It's redundant. You remember, and he would if he was here. Schollenberger, remember Ted Schollenberger? Oh, and all everything out of his mouth was, oh, the millennials are going to do this, and the millennials are going to do that, and we need lofts, and we all remember what happened to Ted Schollenberger. He went belly up. He went bankrupt, because after he built all that stuff, nobody came and rented it. So now they're talking about doing the same thing again. It's like you do the same thing and expect a different result, you're not going to get it. So that, whatever you do with A, if you approve it, remember it's redundant.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Approval of the minutes from previous meetings?
Move to
Oh, I'm
approve.
sorry, administrative,
Okay.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's all
I'm
right.
just skipping right along. Sorry. I apologize.
Administrative responses. Fire hydrant flushing. A resident reported that the fire hydrant in front of their home doesn't seem to have been checked by the fire department in the last 9 or 10 years. The utilities department routinely flushes fire hydrants throughout the city each fall. A notice to residents is published in the Macomb Daily annually to advise them of the dates that the service will be performed. Hydrants on Cambridge Street were last flushed in November of 2015.
Any questions? All right, now I need approval of previous meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the City Commission work session from July 18th and to approve the minutes from the July 18th City Commission meeting.
Support.
Roll call?
Hill.
Yes.
Crop. Yes. Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes. Okay, general business, 9A, request approval of the City of Mount Clemens Public Participation Plan. I need a motion.
Move to approve the City of Mount Clemens Public Participation Plan.
Second.
Approval of the public participation plan is a requirement of the MEDC Redevelopment Ready Communities Program. The plan contains the policies and procedures for public involvement and outreach in the city's planning and development review and approval processes, and is to be updated as needed. The Planning Commission endorsed this plan at its March 2016 meeting.
Okay, comments, questions? Commissioner Menser?
First of all, I think this is pretty comprehensive, and I like it. But I had a question about, under public participation goals and objects, we got a really beautiful workflow, attachment number A, for how we're going to get things through the review process. But I wondered if we have some kind of document, or you're going to come up with something about how we meet these public participation goals and objectives that are on page 3. I like them. I just wondered, how are we going to achieve them?
Tracking public participation is another concept of the RRC program through the MEDC. And if you look on, I believe it's page 16, there are some action items that we suggest be taken, and several of those have to do with how we track and report public participation. Just make sure that's the...
Yeah, that's where
Right.
we've got action items there.
Yeah.
There are a couple things under the action items that I think are great. I really I like the sign-in sheet for the public, and I really like the bullet item that says the city should adopt a social media policy. I think we should have one, absolutely, and I think that the city, separate from the DDA, needs to have a social media presence on Facebook at the very least. There are several very active social media web pages for the city of Mount Clemens. There's Seminole Hills and surrounding area. There's You Know You're from Mount Clemens If. There are a couple others. The DDA, of course, has an active one, but I would like to see the city have its own to promote things that may not be, DDA based. I think that's an excellent bullet point, and I applaud you for that. So, wait, I'm not done. I was looking at, on page 9, Brian, it says that, in the second paragraph, it says, many of the methods listed in the section, methods for community involvement. I didn't see that section. I see public participation goals and objectives, opportunities for public participation, community engagement and outreach, but I did not find that methods for community involvement. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it's labeled something else somewhere else.
Yeah, perhaps it was labeled as something else. We'll review that and make sure that it matches the proper headings, if that's the case.
Perfect. And I might be done. I'm done.
Anyone else? Okay, roll call, please.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve the purchase and payments of invoices.
Motion to approve the payment of invoices.
Support.
Any questions?
Nope.
Roll call, please.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
City managers report?
Nope.
Oh, I mean, it's consent agenda.
Motion to accept the consent
I was
agenda
reading
as
the
written.
part of it.
Support?
Okay, roll call?
Bunton,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Okay, now, city managers report.
The primary election will be held on Tuesday, August 2nd. Among the state and county races is the city race to fill the vacancy on the city commission. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. The Daughters of Macomb will hold their 12th annual meeting and parade on Thursday, August 4th. The parade will begin at 9:15 a.m. on North Walnut. Various streets in the downtown will be closed briefly as the parade progresses. The downtown Sight and Sound concert will take place on Thursday, August 4th from 7 to 9 p.m. Macomb Place between southbound Gratiot and Pine Street will be closed to accommodate the stage and concert goers. The featured band is Junior Walker's All-Star Band. And Fire Captain Joseph Stark will be retiring on August 6th, 2016, after more than 21 years of service with the city. With sincere appreciation, we thank him for his dedication and service to the city and its residents, and wish him well in his retirement.
Okay, any questions? No? Thank you. Okay, commissioner comments. Who wants to go first? I'm opening up. Commissioner Button, you look like you're ready.
Again, we'd like to congratulate Joseph Stark on his great retirement. It's always good to retire. All right. Commissioner comment, please exercise your honored right to vote tomorrow, August 2nd. Even though it is not a presidential election, the candidates and issues you will be voting for will have a profound impact on your way of life. Along with selecting party candidates for Congress, state legislature, county positions, judicial and city commission positions, there are two tax proposals on the ballot. One is an increase, the other is a renewal. You have no right to protest or complain if you do not vote in these elections and participate in the election process. Remember, brave men and women gave their lives by the hundreds of thousands just to provide you with the right and the privilege to vote. Don't let that great sacrifice be in vain. Make the effort and vote. And that's it for the comments. Commissioner Wisdom for tonight, by W.H. Auden. We are all here on earth to help others. What on earth are the others here for? Well, that is a good night.
Commissioner Menzer.
All right, congratulations, Joe Stark. Have fun. And I look forward to swearing in our new firefighter and our promotions to captain and lieutenant. Great things happening in the fire department. So, where have I been over the last month? You know, I like to tell you. So, I've been to Bath City Bistro several times. 28 of my coworkers and I went to Three Blind Mice on Friday and had a very good time. Some of them walked down to the concert at the pavilion, and they had a very good time there also. I've been to Paperback Writers. If you haven't been to Weirdsville Records, they have an old-fashioned Victrola that actually works, that they will wind up and let you listen to. It is the coolest thing. I went to Artist Music. I got my hair cut at Studio 58. I bought too many things of macaroni and cheese from Gumbo's. I stopped into Phil's Pharmacy. I've been to the Rec Ball too many times to count, because they have a wonderful patio and they have great music on Wednesday nights. I stopped at Pollyanna's Antiques on North Avenue. If you collect anything, Polly and her sister have it. It's there. And I have been to the Engine House for excellent pizza, and we happened to be there when a train went by. And if you have gone to the Engine House, you know what that means. I wanted to talk real briefly. Ken Kish wrote a excellent article in yesterday's paper about revenue sharing. Steve Duchesne, the East Point city manager, is starting a collective to form a lawsuit against the state of Michigan, Governor Schneider and the state of Michigan. The state has stopped paying revenue sharing that is required under the Headley Amendment. They just simply stopped paying it. In addition to that, the state of Michigan the legislature has passed bills that require local governments like ours to come up with the funding. It's called an unfunded mandate. They're really taking advantage of us. Those are your tax dollars. Those Headley Amendment money belongs in our community. So communities are ponying up $1,500 to join that lawsuit. I'm hoping that we'll have a resolution for the city here. I'll be working on that so that we join that. I think it's absolutely ludicrous that the state of Michigan and our governor is not providing us the money that's required by law under the Headley Amendment. And to follow up with Commissioner Bunton, you know, women fought for the right to vote. It took years. Black people fought for the right to vote. It took a very long time. Your military officers and soldiers and Navy seamen and airmen, they are continuing to fight for you to have the right to vote. And when you look at our participation in elections that are non-general, I think our last one was right around 12%. That is sad. That is just sad. As Commissioner Bunton stated, this next election here tomorrow will determine who sits in this seat. And based on who sits in that seat, you could see a drastic change in the city commission. Or you might not. But it is your responsibility as a resident of this community to vote. And as Commissioner Bunton also said, if you don't vote, don't come here and complain. You got nothing to say. And those are my comments tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Crab.
I think I'll just say ditto to all of the voting talk. I think it's important, and of course, as an elected official, you're going to think that I think it's important. So, so go and vote. But also remember that if you're voting in precinct 1, it's not at Turner Chapel anymore; it's at King. Correct?
Yes. Thank you.
So, I also wanted to mention that tomorrow I'm going to be hosting my Commissioner Coffee Talk at John's Family Grill at 9:30 a.m. And instead of the following Tuesday, I'm taking the boys and going on vacation, and so I will be unable to attend the following week. So I'm rescheduling. Hopefully you can all make it and join me. I'm always interested in hearing people's ideas for the city. I also wanted to mention that I'm looking forward to working with the Municipal League and chatting with them about what the city is looking for a city manager, and hoping that the City Commission will have input into that job posting. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you. Commissioner Hill.
I would like to begin my comments tonight with a very sincere thank you to the Macomb County Sheriff's Department regarding an incident that I was involved in recently. All the officers we dealt with were very professional, helpful, and efficient, and I am very grateful. Next, I want to thank Captain Joseph Stark from the Mount Clemens Fire Department for his many years of service to our city. Congratulations on your retirement and best wishes to you in your future endeavors. At our next City Commission meeting, we will have a 7th City Commissioner, finally. Who that person will be is going to be determined by the outcome of the vote in the primary election tomorrow. Just one of many important issues. Please do not forget to vote tomorrow. It is your right and your responsibility. And lastly, I want to call attention to the Planning Commission's public hearing on the master plan at their meeting on Wednesday. That's just 2 days from now. Wednesday, August 3rd, 2016 at 7 p.m. On the whole, I think the proposed master plan is a fine document, but there is one part of the plan that you may not be aware of. That part is the plan to sell City Hall and the fire department to a developer and relocate City Hall and the fire department. This is an idea that has been discussed in the past and is now being suggested again. When I was knocking on doors the first 2 times I ran for office, there were a number of people who were adamantly against this idea. Now this may have changed recently, but I think people should know it is being proposed, and if you have strong feelings on the subject, you should give your feedback. Please come to the meeting on Wednesday or go on the city's website to express your feelings on the subject. Since this property is owned by the public, I think the public has a right to decide what happens. And that's it for me tonight. Thank you. Have a good evening and a great week.
Okay, well, thank you. Since I can't pull anything from the agenda, and I didn't ask anyone else on here to please do it, I do want to make recognition on something that we had just approved on the consent agenda, which I think is important to mention. The Macomb County Sheriff's Department had requested to have a Constitution Commemoration Day, Thursday, September 15th. It's Thursday, September 15th for approximately 1 hour starting at 5:30 p.m. The ceremony is to honor and recognize law enforcement in their role enforcing provisions of the United States Constitution. The ceremony will be held on 40 North Main in front of the Macomb County Circuit Court Building. The Sheriff's Office was requesting, of course, the closure of some streets, but I think it's important that that was mentioned here because I think we all definitely think, after your comment, how well everything went. We're honored. We support our sheriffs, and I think we also want to recognize them for the work that they do and support them. So, especially in this time that we're living, it's important. So I just want to make this aware to everybody, and if you get an opportunity, come down there on September 15th and support the Sheriff's Department. So with that, I ask a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.